One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise, it's a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning, good morning. Shit, it is not a normal hump day Wednesday, is it? It is New Year's Eve, man. Good morning. Great to see everyone in the chat. Absolutely. So as you guys can see here today, we're going to be talking about the Minnesota fraud scandal up there regards to Tim Walz and his cronies over there. And other top stories, of course, that's what I have listed. But primarily, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Majority of the news cycles right now, they are focused on either fireworks in Australia, or they're talking about how the New Year's Eve ball drop and all that stuff. That's what the mainstream media is kind of focused on. Now, I went straight to Fox just to see, because they're not necessarily doing live events. They're going to be reporting more of the stuff that's going on. And of course, what are they reporting on? It's just all over the place. It's to regards to Tim Walz. Now, something I also found interesting with regards to Tim Walz and this whole scandal is that no other media outlets are really talking about it. I mean, CNN hasn't talked about it, NBC, CBS, all these different fucking companies. None of them have even fucking talked about it or acted like it's even a thing. So we're going to be talking about it. Now, we've talked about it briefly in the show, but we didn't really make any type of highlight or show about it. And we're going to take that opportunity just to get that over with now. So with regards to allegations and fraud, not just Minnesota, fraud allegations dog California. And this is into regards of Gavin Newsom and the Palisades fires. Sounds like he's getting wrapped up in some shit too, which is not surprising. And then regards to Tim Walz trying to cover up their tracks, they say. New details on Minnesota fraud investigations from DHS official. Now, this is just 12 hours ago, mind you. So we have a lot of updated stuff on this story. I'm sure that majority of you guys, probably all of you guys, know that this is a fraud or scheme that's happening up there in Minnesota right now. So we don't need to talk about Nick Shirley and we need show his videos and stuff. I think we all know exactly where we are right now. So that's why I want to give you guys the updated stuff that's happening within the last 24 hours. So cracks in the walls. That's literally what they used. Cracks in the walls, WALZ. Feds move in on Minnesota as calls grow for the governor's resignation. Yes, and that was 11 hours ago. In regards to the cover-up is developing. Man lost home in Palisades fire. Now, this is going to bring us back over to California and Gavin Newsom. And then we're going to be going back into Walz because, again, we're going to be focusing on this like a motherfucker. Derelict in his duties, quote-unquote. Walz decried over response to fraud. And then Trump is turning the waves of Venezuela into Shark Week. Medal of Honor recipient, I believe, actually comes on and talks or something like that. But anyways, we've got that queued up for you guys. And then back to Minnesota again. Unlike anything we've ever seen, quote unquote, a Minnesota fraud scandal on full display. And then there's a state, I'm not sure exactly which state it is, but this state is set to limit kids' social media to use social media basically for 1 hour a day. I'm not sure which state they're talking about here on this. We're going to find that out obviously together. But before we get into the madness, man, first of all, I got to give a big thank you to Motobomb Virginia, the Coffee Crew, Sick Bastard, Carney Vanguard. You guys rated me at the very end of your guys' show, so I'm very honored. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Goes a long freaking way, man. All right, so let's go ahead and do our call to actions real quick, and then we'll get right into all of this scandal. Please make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you're on the vertical side, make sure you guys double tap that screen, and it will like the video for you guys. I very much appreciate it. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button because it's also free. But let's get the money part over. Please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month, making sure we're not breaking the bank out here. But check it out. This is what allows us to have these lights on as well as be on these airwaves. So thank you, members, for becoming members and staying members. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news. Listen, man, the campaign trail, it's all over here, man. So make sure you guys follow me right here and direct message me. We also have a Discord server for all of you legends. Make sure you guys join up on that. And all the links are in the video description down below of any live video. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, we have these platforms right here that you guys can donate to. And of course, I'll read out anything that comes our way, just like a super chat. And I've got my email up. So if anything comes out, of course, I'll shout you out. All right. Let's get that queued up. Perfect. All right. Good to see everyone in the building, man. We got a Grillipus as well as SNS and Steve Easy. Good morning to you guys. We got Jimmy Mack as well. Good morning. We got Naomi as well. Great to see you guys. We got Gary in the building. Yes, sir. We got Roger, my man. Yes, sir. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. Great to see you guys. We got Kel up there in Canada. Good morning. We got Moto Ali as well. Good to see you, kind sir. We got Frank as well. I'm trying to scroll down as fast as I possibly can here and get you guys caught up. We got Vanguard Ratchet. Good morning. We got Motobomb. Yes, sir. Great to see you. We got Glare 1%er as well. Morning all, installing a new water heater. That totally sucks. Water heaters leaking and all that bullshit. Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, I have not seen that, Steve Easy. I'm going to have to check that out for sure. I'm scrolling down. We got Tommy as well. Good morning. Pablo, my man, as well. We got Pitbull over there across the pond over there in the UK. Always appreciate my man. And hopefully you're enjoying your soon-to-be New Year as well. We got Prez in the building. Shout out to my man. And we're scrolling down. Pitbull coming in with the 16 months. Hope all is well and wishing you all a happy New Year's. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. 16 freaking months. It's awesome, bro. Thank you for that. All right. The Minnesota shit is not surprising, especially since we imported a bunch of pirates. Yes, back in the 90s, actually, we kind of fucking did that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this. We've got not just Minnesota fraud allegations, dog, California. So we're going to start off with that first.
Max Gordon is live with us right here in Los Angeles. Max, good afternoon. Hey, Trey, it's good to be on set with you. Well, this report raises some serious questions about...
Holy fucking shit. Agrillipus just dropped a humongous bomb right now and just gifted out 10 memberships. Let's go. Wow, bro. Thank you so fucking much. And yeah, he said, before you start, yes, sir, I caught it, man. So thank you very much. That goes a fucking long way, bro. That's awesome. Not only helping me, but you're helping 10 others in the Breakfast Club. Appreciate that.
How our tax dollars are being spent. 8 state agencies and programs were found to be high risk by the auditor, which found the state mismanaged the distribution of COVID-19 funds and the unemployment insurance program. Additionally, the state's food benefits program could be on the hook for $2.5 billion because of inaccurate wage and salary reporting. Another finding, $4.6 million in fees for cell phone devices and plans that were purchased by the state but not used for years.
This has all happened on Gavin Newsom's watch, and Newsom has said that he believes California is a...
Well, in California and Minnesota, all these are not... this is not just where the fraud ends. I mean, look at Ohio. I mean, we have so many other locations as well. I mean, I'm glad that this is being pinpointed, essentially, where there's a highlight, I guess. But this has been a problem for a long time, for multiple decades.
Model for the nation. This is his entire shtick as he prepares to run for president, is he wants to take this scale of fraud and waste and mismanagement to the national level.
California Governor Gavin Newsom's office responding with a statement saying, in part, the auditor's report explicitly notes that agencies are placed on the list to drive corrective action. Newsom's office also took issue with allegations from Kylie that the state lost $24 billion in money meant to fight homelessness, saying the money is accounted for. They also pushed back at claims that the state lost $18 billion in funding for the long-delayed high-speed rail system, which...
Right, and that rail system, I'm surprised that he's still some sort of elected official at this point, especially with the aspect of the bullet train. That whole scandal was a major scandal, and it's like it never fucking happened. Billions and billions of dollars just gone.
As we know, still remains without rails. Calls for reform in Sacramento are gaining bipartisan support. Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat from the Bay Area, posted on X that he'll be working on legislation for a full independent report and audit of California's budget.
If the $24 billion in homeless money is accounted for, Max, I'd love to know where it is, because nobody can seem to tell us, and we have asked a number of times. Max Gordon, great to have you on the show. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
We don't care about Sean Hannity. Fuck him, actually. Oh, we're going to move on? No, not really, but whatever. I don't care about what he's got to say right now. Trying to cover the tracks. New details on Minnesota fraud investigations from DHS official. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We'll go ahead and cover this real quick. And a lot of these beginning stories are actually very quick.
DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, Tricia McLaughlin, says there's more to come, and she joins us tonight. All right, Tricia,
what's up, Carrie?
So
good morning.
What are the agents looking for, and what have they found so far?
Jason, thank you so much for having me. As we speak, our Homeland Security investigators...
Oh, shit. Real quick, we got Tiffany. Good morning. Great to see you in the chat. And happy New Year's Eve to you and everyone, man.
Jason, thank you so much for having me. As we speak, our Homeland Security investigators, hundreds are on the ground. They're knocking doors. They're going to local businesses. They're going to these sites where we believe that there is rampant fraud, whether it be daycare centers, healthcare centers, or other organizations that take taxpayer dollars. Our Homeland Security investigators on the ground are also seeing that these suspected perpetrators are really trying to cover their tracks. They're trying to whitewash the operational facts on the ground, purporting to be a legitimate business, have legitimate business operations, when it's all a fugazi. So we're going to continue to ask those questions. We're learning more and more, especially with the FBI and our DOJ partners.
That's weird, Pablo. That's fucking strange.
On the ground.
Well, a lot of this comes through Health and Human Services. And look, I understand that the assistant, whatever title he was, said, oh, they're taking immediate action. But to be honest with you, Tricia, this has been going on for years. To say they've taken immediate action.
Right, exactly. I mean, he's very right. This shit was a problem in the fucking late 90s. Shit was a problem in the early 2000s. And yeah, we just allowed it to fucking happen.
Probably should have happened a year ago. This doesn't flow through Homeland.
A year ago. This should have happened a long time fucking ago. Whenever they started, I mean, how long ago did they approve of these quote-unquote daycares? I mean, how long ago was that? How many years ago was that? Was that over a decade ago? How long have they been collecting money for?
Security flows through Health and Human Services, but ultimately it is the responsibility of the governor and the state of Minnesota. But to say they took immediate actions, with all due respect, these reports go back almost 10 years.
No, you're absolutely right, Jason. Either they're culpable or they buried their head in the sand. But fortunately, President Trump, Secretary Noem, and the
What's up, brother Lee Lance? Good morning.
Administration. This is an all-hands-on-deck operation. You saw HHS freezing that funding, SBA freezing that funding, FBI's on the ground. We've surged hundreds of officers from Homeland Security investigations. But if you rewind even a month, we saw that this problem was happening. We've arrested more than 500 criminal illegal aliens off of the streets of Minneapolis alone. We have a wide-scale investigation into immigration fraud with our USCIS partners. So the Trump administration is not resting on our laurels. We will get answers and accountability for the American people.
Real quick, we got Lee Lance coming in as a member for 15 months, re-upping, saying it has been a blessing. Yes, sir, it has been a blessing. Thank you for being a member and then staying a member for 15 months, man. That's awesome. Very appreciative of that.
CNN weighed in on the White House getting involved in Minnesota over the fraud allegations. Have a look at this, and I want to get your reaction.
This is an attempt to make this about Somalis in general, as opposed to just about the people who are responsible. It's not really about the fraud.
This is absolutely an attack.
Wait, it's not really about the fraud? What does that mean? What? Oh, is it because they're people that are not white, lady? Is that what it is? Is it a race thing? Has nothing to do with fraud? Has all to do with race, huh? That's some bullshit.
the Somali community and on immigrants writ large, right, to further say negative things. And the vast majority of the Somali residents of Minnesota are citizens. They're not new immigrants.
Yeah, it's racism, Trisha, just
yeah, see, and I called that. But real quick, we got Charles Darwin, my man, over there from down under in Australia. Great to see you in the chat. Good morning to you.
Because it's fraud.
And you're actually in the new year right now. For you, it's the first of the year already, so you're a year ahead of me.
We should ignore it because, they might be from, somewhere in Africa.
It's amazing to me, but of course it shouldn't surprise me that CNN makes this about race baiting when in reality it's about stopping fraud and abuse and being responsible for U.S. taxpayer dollars. I think people across the aisle, Republican, Democrat, Independent, doesn't matter. We should be praising Nick Shirley. He's did courageous and really remarkable journalism, and CNN should have been ahead of this all along, as well as the rest of the mainstream media.
Amen to that. Trisha McLaughlin, thank you.
All right, we're going to move on. So we got cracks in the walls, this says. I like that play on words. Cracks in the walls. Feds move in on Minnesota as calls grow for the governor's resignation. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And this is, let me see when this was posted. This was posted 11 hours ago for context.
Thank you, Bill.
Now, this is a long segment. We're not going to play this whole thing. I'm not interested. But at least we'll get a little bit of what's going on here.
Molly, for more on this, we are joined by Jonathan Turley. He's a constitutional law professor as well as a Fox News contributor. Jonathan, as always, great to see you and good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Bill.
So we just heard it in Garrett's report there. Minnesota officials say they've looked into some of these centers in that now viral video. They found no fraud. And Jonathan, they're still being paid. Take a listen to what they had to say.
Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical licensing process. For the current child care centers that have been named in the video, we have not paused. There isn't a current pause on any of their.
Oh my God, this lady. So this is a Minnesota Department of Children. Wow. Interesting. Real quick, we got Mr. in the building. Shout out to my man. Good morning to you. Great to see you. I gotta say something. Why is it all of the Department of Education, Department of Children, all this bullshit, they all have ladies that look just like this person right here? I'm just pointing it out. It's an observation. Why?
As we gain more information from the folks that are out visiting today and gathering additional information, that may change. But currently, there is no pause on any of those individual centers.
Jonathan, it's kind of hard to believe, but they haven't even paused those payments to maybe look into it a little bit further. Give us your thoughts.
Well, the surge of federal resources into Minnesota is going to help a great deal. The fact is you can't have this extensive level of alleged fraud without interstate.
What's up, brother Stacks up there? Always appreciate you, my man, and happy New Year's Eve.
Criminal activity. Most of this is interstate. They're using wires and phones, and they're transporting out of state. So the feds have a basis to go in there. In addition to the fact that some of this is playing with federal money. If Minnesota wants to burn billions, then do that if that's what they want to do. But they can't do that if it's a federal crime, and they sure can't do that with federal money. And when Governor Walz says, well, I've been trying to get more authority, fraud's been illegal for a long time. I mean, you've been and there have been some prosecutions in the past. This isn't a lack of authority. This appears to be a lack of interest, impulse, a lack of effort by state regulators and prosecutors. So we'll see what the feds come up with here. But Minnesota is really looking at a mountain of hurt coming down on them because this is getting worse by the day.
Another thing that's kind of been uncovered through all this process and these investigations is Minnesota apparently has a voter policy that allows registered voters to, quote, vouch for up to 8 other people who want to do same-day voter registration. Here's a little excerpt of that policy. It says, quote, a registered voter can vouch for up to 8 voters. You cannot vouch for others if someone vouched for you. Jonathan, is the honor system a good way to run elections?
What the fuck? Running an honor system? What?
It's so bizarre. It's really breathtaking. The fact is, most of the citizens in this country, according to polls, just want voter ID. That you just show your ID, you confirm your identification, and you've got states like Minnesota coming up with these kindergarten rules instead of just having simple voter ID systems that work. This is overwhelmingly popular with American voters, and so we really have to sort of hash through this in the coming election. It's going to be one of the issues that's going to be in the forefront because we have new investigations that are showing serious problems in a lot of states with ongoing voter ID failures.
And I do want to ask you about the ongoing case against the alleged D.C. pipe bomb.
Real quick, before he does it, we've got 448 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, as well as double tap that screen on the vertical side. I very much appreciate it. You guys don't have to like the craziness that's happening around the world, but you guys can like it for me and what we do here. So I very much appreciate that. Let's do this.
Suspect. He's got a hearing later this afternoon, a detention hearing, after prosecutors say he confessed to the crime. Here's U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro. A post she put on social media says, quote, "My office has filed court documents that Brian Cole Jr., accused of placing pipe bombs outside the RNC and DNC, has admitted that he was responsible for the devices and gave a detailed confession to the charged offenses, telling law enforcement he was frustrated with both political parties." Jonathan, obviously the feds expected to tell the court they want this guy to stay in custody. Got about a minute left here. Give us your thoughts.
Well, this is a lot like the Charlie Kirk prosecution with Robinson. It's becoming a pretty much clear-cut case. You've got incriminating statements made after Miranda was given. The real issue here, I think, is to focus people who are engaging in the rage rhetoric today, that this is the type of person that you are triggering, that when you start calling ICE Nazis and other opponents fascists, when you say democracy is dying, these are the people who are hearing that and treating it as a license to turn to violence.
All right, got to leave it there. Constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley, always great to see you. We'll be seeing plenty more of you in the new year, I'm sure. Happy New Year to you.
Skip ahead a little bit here.
You too.
It looks like they've got some video here from Nick. Let's go ahead and see what is being discussed here.
Minnesota is something that we have been talking about as House Republicans for years. We could not get Democrats to work with us to put an end to this or even to insert extra internal controls. What you are seeing out of this viral video that is done by independent journalist Nick Shirley has finally shown the light to all of Minnesota and the nation on how deep the fraud is, how it has gone unchecked, and why we need to stop this now. This is a theft of taxpayer dollars, both state and federal. We're grateful for the U.S. Attorney's Office and the...
What's up, Chop Boss, over there on the Facebook side? Great to see you in the chat. Hopefully you're enjoying your Wednesday morning as well as your New Year's Eve. Great to see you.
...that are coming to give assistance here where our governor and his administration have failed the people of Minnesota.
So what tools do you have to make sure that things are, in fact, happening as they should be? Because...
No, the vertical is not on Facebook. I have a horizontal stream on Facebook too, but the vertical side, when I always refer to that, that's on YouTube. So there's YouTube horizontal and YouTube vertical.
You have right now the head of the Department of Children, Youth and Families denying these allegations and saying that no payments are being paused. Listen to this.
Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical...
This chick again. I don't care about this chick. Let's see if there's any other video here. If not, we're going to move on. We don't need to sit here and stew in this shit. I really want just the facts.
Investigations into the...
Nope, they're just talking over it. And then they're just discussing it. Okay, I don't care about your discussions, really. I'd rather just get the facts. All right, we're going to move on from this video. We've got cover-up is developing. Man who lost home in Palisades fire. Now, this is into regards to... obviously, the Palisades fires over there in California. And there's accusations right now that Minnesota is not the only fraud state right now, of course. I mean, we see Ohio. We see as well as California. We see many fucked up Michigan. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and discuss it. And 3, 2, 1... And then, before we do, man, we got to get the money part over. We haven't gotten the money part over yet.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
All right, real quick, we got 475 people in here. Make sure you guys double tap that screen on the vertical side as well as hit the like button on the horizontal. I very much appreciate you guys.
Well, it's been almost 1 year since the devastating Southern California wildfires, and the Los Angeles Times is out with an alarming news story. The author of the LA Fire Department's After Action Report, a top-ranking battalion fire chief, refused to sign off on the final version because of edits that were made to that document, edits that he could not agree to. Our next guest says it's not about the blame game, but about what steps can be taken to prevent the next catastrophe. Gene Cameron lost his home in the Palisades fire, and Gene joins us now live. Gene,
so this is the man that lost his home in the fire.
Thank you for being here. Wow. For your time.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you for covering this story. It's critical we get this message out because our individual firefighters have been terrific. We love them. But it looks like the management of the department is a total chaos and a total cover-up is developing. We've had 3 appointed fire chiefs in just this year alone. As Mayor Bass tries to find a fire chief who will cover for her failures and cover for Newsom's failures, we need to get the truth out and have the truth describe the issues that were overlooked and sometimes intentionally led to the conflagration of the fire.
What's up, Bianca? And Happy New Year to you as well. Always appreciate that.
Yeah, this
Good morning.
LA Times report is pretty disturbing. I want to read our audience just a piece of it. The headline is, the author of the LAFD Palisades fire report declined to endorse the final version, calling it highly unprofessional. Here's a quote. The most significant changes involved the LAFD's failure to order firefighters to stay on duty for an additional shift and to fully pre-deploy engines in high-risk areas before the January 7th fire as the wind warnings became increasingly dire. It is unclear exactly who directed the revisions to this report. You know, when you read something like this, as a person who, has lived in this community for, 50 years before losing your home,
yes.
Does it make it difficult to have any confidence that this could not happen again?
This story is unfolding, and yes, we have a great lack of confidence in the fire department's management, not the individual firefighters, but the management. The management withdrew firefighters from the hotspot where the fire began. They didn't deploy fire engines. But the problem is larger. The trail always goes to the LADWP, Department of Water and Power. No water was available after 4 o'clock.
Okay. The reason why there was no water available in that aspect is because of the electric company. They actually turned off their shit, and the reason why they turned off their shit is because last time there was a major fire, they kind of told them to shut down their shit, and they didn't, and they got blamed for starting a whole different fire, which was the electric company. And so the electric company this time, they were telling them, like, you're gonna have to stay on to keep the water pumping, basically. And they're like, you screwed us last time, so of course we're not gonna do that. We're shutting it all down. So how do you pressurize your water system? You do that with electricity. And when you don't have electricity, you can't pump shit to the fucking your fire hydrants. You can't do any of that. So yeah. Anyways, that was one of the many issues of Palisades regards to California.
It goes to Mayor Bass, who has been cutting the fire department budget year after year, and who happened to be off at a cocktail party in Ghana at the time of the fire. And it even extends to Governor Newsom, who has tried to say this was a result of climate change, which is ludicrous. Because it's not climate change.
Holy shit, real quick. We got Sterling Wheel coming in with the 2026. I very much appreciate that, by the way. $20.26 saying, Happy New Year, vote for Pedro. Yes, sir. My man coming in hot. I very much appreciate that for the 2026. I always appreciate that, man. It goes a long way.
Personal human failure.
What is the reason for the redactions? Mayor Bass's office has said that she did not demand them. That is her claim. But who else could have ordered that? And who else would have had oversight of this report? What would be the reasons why they would try to burnish their reputation, as the LA Times put it, other than maybe avoiding...
Shit, a chair raid? Is that JS Urban Adventures? Shit, yes, sir. Great to see JS in the building. Always appreciate my man. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. I definitely know that we are. Happy New Year's Eve, and God bless to all of you guys, man. That is awesome. Welcome in. This is what we do Monday through Friday. We report world news, geopolitics, and American politics from a political analyst standpoint.
Legal liability.
Well, there's legal issues, but it's just a cover-up because of their lack of responsibility. And I think it goes to the higher level of the LAFD, all the way up to the fire chief. He is ultimately responsible.
Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable to you for the LA Fire Department to be investigating itself? I guess is the bottom line. Can they be trusted to do this?
From the beginning, I have demanded that we have an open forum investigation with citizens, residents of the Palisades, taking testimony from fire department people, fire department management, the office of the Mayor Bass, and even Governor Newsom to get at the issues. There were 100 fire engines under repair, not being worked on because there wasn't a budget to repair them. They would have made a huge difference in the fire situation. So we have a string of problems here that really trace to the management of the administrators and our politicians who have failed us.
What's up, brother? So Loud from the boondocks of North Carolina. Great to see you, bro.
I'm going to be a rally on the 7th in the Palisades. And I would encourage people to take a look at the YouTube video. It's called the Palisades Fire They Gave Up. It's an incredible video that describes what really went on.
We're out of time, Gene. I really appreciate talking to you. Thank you for that. It's a terrible tragedy.
Yeah, that was definitely brutal watching it, because I was reporting not only the Palisades fire, but the other fires that were breaking out at the same time. And they were huge fucking problems too. Anyways, let's redirect over to Minnesota. Derelict in his duties, quote unquote. Walz decried over response to fraud. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And this is what I would suggest, is that you always just embrace your fuck ups.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck ups when you have tomorrow's fuck ups to look forward to? You are a fuck up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
Embrace the process. All right.
Of the Minnesota House Fraud Committee, and a Republican candidate for governor who says the Walz administration ignored warnings about fraud. Representative, it is great to have you on the show. I want to put this up. This is the New York Post front page. You can see it says the Walz closing in. And I would ask you the same thing, Representative. Do you believe that the Walz are closing in on the governor of your state?
I do. Thanks for having me on. I think he has been derelict in his duties for 7 years. We warned him about these daycare fraud allegations last year. We did a full hearing on it in February, and they've done nothing since then. We gave them the list, similar to the list that we've seen go viral, and they haven't investigated them all, and they've done nothing. Even where there's clear signs and clear red flags, they haven't stopped payment. It is unconscionable.
I want to put this up, too, because Garrett Tenney was just talking about the manager of the Quality Learning Center and whether it was misspelled to Leering Center. But I want to put this up there because this is what he said about this whole investigation. Watch.
Hold on, before he does, because this is going to be comical. We got liquored up with Poncho. My man, great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you enjoy your morning as well as your New Year's Eve. Great to see you, bro. Anyways, this is one of the guys that either runs, manages, owns, is a part of whatever of these daycare, one of the daycares up there in Minnesota that's in question. And this is his response back.
There, because this is what he said about this whole investigation. Watch.
Someone came to our building outside of operating hours. When there's a specific sign on our door that says our days and our hours. We've been open for eight and a half years. We paid somebody to do our sign. He incorrectly did it. We're having him work on it. There's no fraud going on whatsoever.
Now, in deference to that man, I mean, you can look at the investigative, you can look at the records, and this place had no files for kids. Thank God, because there apparently was.
Real quick, we got Sterling Will gifting out a membership. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that. Very much appreciate that.
No food safety. None of those rules were being followed, and it didn't even have files for any staff members. So clearly something wrong was going on here.
Absolutely. And that was one of the daycares that we flagged in our hearing last year. So they've known about this. This has been on the radar of local journalists who did an investigative report on it. So for them to stand idly by for all these months and them continue to pay state taxpayer dollars to this organization is just terrible. And that's why we need a new governor. We just cannot have continuing to turn a blind eye and protect these fraudulent businesses.
I wonder what you think when you see the legacy media just jumping in to try and defend these people who are committing the fraud. I want to play this bite. This is from CNN, and they are literally saying that everything that you are saying and everything that these investigations say are absolutely untrue. Watch.
Wow.
Just because conservatives are finding out.
Yeah, this is her right here. She's using the race card instead of it like anybody actually caring about some sort of fraud. No, it's regards to race to her. Are you serious?
Out about something for the first time doesn't make it new and doesn't make it some kind of cover up. This idea that nothing is being done, that no one is being held accountable, that this was just let to run rampant is completely false.
Yeah, she's completely false because this is all true. What didn't get covered is the fact that these people who were investigating this, the media outlets, were called racist again and again by the governor himself.
Hell yeah, I very much appreciate that. I wish I knew how to say your name. Francios. I don't know how to say your name, but I appreciate that.
Exactly. And the governor has turned a blind eye. I mean, he belatedly has done a few things over the last few weeks when the pressure is mounted and he started getting national attention, but he literally has done nothing. And they claim, they just started stopping payment. They've always had the statutory authority to stop payment when there are credible allegations of fraud. And they didn't do it for 7 years. Belatedly, they're pausing payments and pausing enrolling new providers, but they've not shut anything down. They've not fired anyone. It is such unbelievable mismanagement of our tax dollars and of our programs that vulnerable Minnesotans need.
Yeah, we've heard very little pushback from the governor's office about the stats and the facts that have been laid out. Representative Kristen Robbins, thank you for joining the show. We appreciate it.
What's up, Bill Castle? My man, good morning. Great to see you in the chat, my man, over there in Washington State, I believe. All right, we're going to move on into Trump is turning the waves of Venezuela into Shark Week. Medal of Honor recipient. I'm not sure if a Medal of Honor recipient is they show a Medal of Honor recipient or if he's going to be talking on the program. I'm not really sure. And for context, by the way, this just came out 7 hours ago.
This is David Bellavia, Medal of Honor recipient. Thank you, sir, so much for joining us.
Oh, so he is actually, that is actually him.
First of all,
okay.
Thank you for your service and your sacrifice to this country. Really do appreciate it. But with that being said, you have quite the experience here. Explain to us what you see. How do you see President Trump executing? Because he is really taking action against these narco terrorists.
Well, Jason, I can't believe we're having this conversation. As tough as it is to be a narco-terrorist today in Venezuela, it's got to be more difficult to be a Democratic surrogate going on national TV and defending narco-terrorists every single day. There are people watching this right now, tens of thousands of Americans that are connected to or know someone that has died of an overdose. And what have we been force-fed? In my hometown of Buffalo...
Hey, by the way, hey, dickhead, can you send me money to replace that battery and for... that battery too, and for that battery too? Fucking idiot.
New York. I've got a health commissioner.
Fucking retard.
I've got a lame Erie County executive that is telling people to do cocaine with a buddy. They're shooting Narcan into the crowd like a t-shirt cannon. This has been the Democratic liberal answer to drugs for the longest time. Now we got a president who's turning the waterways of Venezuela into Shark Week every single day. And he's telling the world, if you want to trade crude oil with Iran, if you want to enable our adversaries, if you want to bring your gangs, your drug lords, your terrorists across the border. We talk about Tren de Aragua in Venezuela. Jason, you and I both know Tren de Aragua is in Michigan. It's in New York. It's in all...
Real quick, we got 629 of you guys in here right now. Make sure you guys double tap that screen as well as hit the like button on the horizontal side. I very much appreciate that.
50 states of the United States of America. We finally have a president that's actually backing up the words that we hear on a campaign trail, and he's sticking up for the American people saying 100,000 overdoses a year is not going to happen on his watch, and 106 dead narco-terrorists. If there's any investigation that needs to be done, why isn't that number 500? Who's defending this? Who's defending these actions? These are Venezuelans in league with Iran, in league with Russia, in league with our enemy, and they're killing American citizens. That's what our military is.
What's up, Shay? Good morning. Great to see you.
Well, to your point, Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia just doesn't understand why Trump would go after these boats. Have a look at this.
What is hard to understand are essentially strikes on boats, strikes now likely within the country of Venezuela, with no real explanation from the administration as to why they're happening. They're saying that they're taking on drugs coming into the U.S. Yet some of these boats we know weren't even coming into the U.S.
Hell yeah, my man Sterling Wheel coming in with the 420 9-volt battery crew. Let's go. Thank you very much for making it rain in the building, man. I very much appreciate that. Let's go. We're going to change out these batteries.
Your quick thoughts on this one.
I mean, Congressman Garcia would probably also question why Luke Skywalker didn't offer habeas corpus to the defenders of the Death Star. These aren't serious people, and they don't have solutions to the problems. Donald Trump was elected to fix these problems. He's doing that, and he's using our military to do that.
Here, Steve Easy, I got you.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
Shit. All right, we're moving on. All right, so unlike anything we've ever seen, quote unquote, Minnesota fraud scandal on full display, it says. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and talk about it briefly. Let's go ahead and grab this. And real quick, also, you guys need to obey, man. We need you guys to be obeying.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit.
Denied.
Cheers. All right, let's get into this.
Former Deputy DHS Secretary Ken Cuccinelli joins me now. So great to see you this evening. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, John.
So when you start to sort of unpack the outlines of this enormous fraud scandal, how important is the open borders aspect of all of this in terms of the Democrats' playbook?
Well, certainly as part of the Democrats' playbook, it's been part of it for 15 years. And what used to be a fairly bipartisan issue, you can go back to just the Clinton era when this was a bipartisan issue. Joe Biden voting the same way as...
So she's right back there on the vertical side. You guys can't see her, unfortunately, but I'm pointing at her on the horizontal.
Conservatives when he was back in the Senate in the 1990s, just by way of example. And under the Obama administration, really it started under the Bush administration to see the political divide and the Democrats try to use the issue. Well, in the Minnesota, you've got this concentration of Somalis, I believe the largest concentration outside of Somalia. And some of them are here legally, as was noted earlier in your report. Some are here illegally. That implicates the open borders policies, as well as just the free parole, the asylum for any reason mentality of the Biden administration. And then you roll that into the kind of fraud at a scale I'm not sure we've ever seen in the United States before. And some of that funding is reportedly, from Fox reporting, getting...
Hell yeah. We got Chicken Biscuits coming in with the $5 saying donut, some money. I like that. Yeah, donut. Dono. Some money. Glaze it up, homies. 2026. Yes, sir. Thank you very much for that, kind sir. And by the way, make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you guys, and double tap that screen on the vertical.
Back to Al-Shabaab.
Thank you for that,
for your
Chicken
viewers, Al-Shabaab
on biscuits.
Is basically Al-Qaeda in Africa is the simple way to think of it. It's a terrorist organization, vicious, jihadist, and some of this money is reportedly finding its way back to funding that terrorism. So this is unlike anything I think we've ever seen on the fraud front in the United States.
Well, certainly it raises lots of questions because, you know, one of the things about fraud and stealing $9 billion, especially if you're illegals coming from a country whose GDP...
Real quick to answer this, Bill, no, I am not going live tonight. I will be recording some because we're doing a big firework display this evening as well. We've got a lot of friends. We got J.R. Bowling, the obviously Alabama's next senator in District 4. Yeah, we've got a big party going on tonight. So, but I will be giving some, recording some videos and putting it on tomorrow.
P is not much more than $9 billion. It does raise a lot of questions about, we don't know where that money goes to. To what degree do the sanctuary city policies hamper the efforts to crack down on this and get to the bottom of this?
Sure. Massively. Look, when I was the Attorney General of Virginia, we set records for health care fraud. And some of what we're looking at, you did child care, there was a focus there, but this is spreading across several areas in Minnesota, and it's all run out of the same agency.
Real quick, Bree Rodriguez coming in with the $4.99 saying, I'm learning a lot with this quality content. Yes! I very much appreciate that. Thank you for that, Bree. Making it rain in here.
And their Attorney General, Keith Ellison, was covering for people. We know Minnesota Governor Walz was, let's just say, being unaggressive about policing and prosecuting this fraud. And when you've got those kind of sanctuary mentalities and policies in place, you make excuses and you cover up instead of uncovering and prosecuting, which is how you protect the American taxpayers and the American people.
Well, it certainly is curious, especially when you start looking at the number of people who are beneficiaries of some of this fraudulent money who also happen to be somehow weirdly politically connected to Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar. You know, you're a smart political watcher as well. And I keep looking at these numbers, this $9 billion number, and assuming
a lot of money,
anything like that, let alone larger than that. I also kind of think about it in terms of inflation. So not only did taxpayers, American taxpayers, get fleeced of that money, and did it get stolen from them, but it also amounts to monstrous inflation that every single American is struggling under right now.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, this is just part of it. But when you've got government pumping out money, and let's face it, printing money to pump it out this fast, which is what causes inflation, you can't police it at this level effectively. You know, in Minnesota, the Democrat hierarchy didn't want to police it. And at the federal level, they were unable to for many years. It's taken the kind of aggressiveness that only a President Trump brings to the table to finally start cracking down on this, but it's been going on for many, many years. And, you know, until we shrink government truly, it's going to be hard to police large-scale fraud like this on the front end, which is what American taxpayers deserve, is cutting this off before it gets going, not trying to recapture a bunch of money that's found its way back to Somalia, which will, of course, never recover.
Right. And I guess, you know, along the lines of that, I hope that maybe politicians in both parties wake up and realize that these emergency funding measures, and we saw them during COVID.
Right.
Brother Two-Wheeled Jesus coming in with a super sticker, $1.99. I very much appreciate that. Slapping that on the counter, man. Thank you very much.
And quite frankly, we saw both parties getting in on it, where you have to hurry up and pass something. You can't look at it. You can't think about it. You can't put up guardrails to protect taxpayer money. You just have to pass it because it's an emergency. That's one of the ways we want that, and flat out corruption, is how we wind up in a situation like this.
Right. We're going to be quoting Nancy Pelosi long after she's gone for the "you have to vote on it to find out what's in it" mentality. But her quote perfectly fits your description, Charlie, and I agree with you 100%. Until you're
We've got a handful of guys in the Insane Wheels family, Bill Castle there in Washington State. Definitely.
Vetting this on the front end. And again, you can't do that if you have 72 hours to decide to vote if you're in Congress. And you also can't do it if you're spending money at the scale and level on a bipartisan basis that Washington is spending money at. And until that shrinks and they start parsing this on the front end, which they'll be able to do once it's much smaller, we're going to see more of this. Though I'm not sure we'll ever see quite the mix of immigration, healthcare fraud with an enormous immigration, you know, specific community like the Somalis together again in this combination ever again.
All right, we're going to move on. That was enough from that guy. Dirty, Happy New Year to you as well, man. Great to see you in the chat, man. All right, we're going to move on. This state is set to limit kids' social media use to 1 hour per day. I just saw this morning. This is a very interesting ordeal here. We're going to actually end off with this very story because I have to, as soon as I hit end live, I have to run to my buddy's house before he leaves out of town. I've got to pick up some stuff from him. So we're going to do this video for the last one, whatever, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's do this. And we're going to make sure you guys stick around for the raid as well.
The new year means new laws go into effect across the country. Various states are starting to enact things. And one of the things that we have both talked about on various programs on Fox is the dangers of social media as it pertains to kids. And you are seeing a couple of states leaning into it, starting with Virginia. They're going to have children under 16 limited to 1 hour a day on social media apps. In my home state of Tennessee, social media platforms are required.
This is a major fucking L.
To obtain parental consent before allowing children under 18 to create an account. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn talked about that. Listen.
Social media has proven that they cannot police themselves. They cannot put up the proper guardrails. So because of that, people are saying, look, if you're not going to be able to protect people and protect children in the virtual space like you do in the physical space, then let's close these avenues of access.
Okay.
What we are saying is it's past time to put laws in place on the virtual space just like we have in the physical space.
The question is, will they work?
I'll tell you this. I love Senator Blackburn. She's probably going to be our next governor in Tennessee, by the way. And she's really...
Yeah, Jason, I'm all about less government, you know what I mean? Especially in this case. I think it should be up to the parents and how they handle that. Now, do most parents actually regulate this? Probably fucking not, actually. And we should, as parents.
Really serious about this issue and protecting children, especially children online with these social media apps, doesn't think they're doing enough. I agree with her. I don't mind the Tennessee one, right? I think you should get parental consent.
That's
I have
awesome.
no problem with that.
Shauna.
The Virginia one, I think, is going to be a little bit more tricky. Children under 16 limited to 1 hour a day on social media apps. I think they have something similar in China. I understand the premise. I understand the intent. But again, I kind of think if you're a parent that you should be doing that on your own. Do you really
W woman take, bro.
need a law to compel you to do that? It, to me, kind of feels like they're having the government do the dirty work here. I'm not a big fan of that. I think parents need to step in, teach your kids about the dangers of social media. Then you don't need to have, you know, big brother government saying 1 hour a day, sir.
I think this falls into a category that a lot of things fall into, and that's, you know, conservatives spent the last several years complaining about parents being elbowed out of the classroom, elbowed out of the relationship between the student or the kid and the government. And I'm on board with that 100%. Parents need to be involved. They need to have a say. They need to make choices. And then I realize all the kids that don't have parents that care. And laws like this, I think, are for both kids that don't have parents that care and parents who don't have the wherewithal or the gumption. They don't want to hurt their kids' feelings. They don't want to turn into the bad guy. And so I guess I understand why laws like this exist, because you can't just rely on the parent when it's something that can be regulated by the government in this way. It's a lot different than, you know, sex changes or something like that. This is about what corporate companies, the access they have to your kids. And I think the government does have a role in that, because it is the government's role to regulate business.
Yeah, the onus is on parents. For myself, my kids are a little bit older. We didn't have the data that we now have.
Yeah,
it shows just how
it's a
dangerous
transactional relationship, right?
So
You're not just accessing social media. You're being programmed. You're being curated. And I think in that way, it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is brutal. This, and like Mr. said in the chat there, he said, this will be the debate going forward. He's absolutely right. Anyways, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough. Obviously, I can't do this without you guys. I'm very honored to be able to do this. Thank you guys that are members, especially the ones that also donated. Big W to you guys as well. Listen, stick around. We're going to be raiding our buddy Chaotic Truth. Make sure you guys let him know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid, / Insane Wheels, whatever. All right. Much love, honor, respect, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully, I won't be too hungover. If I'm too hungover, obviously, I may fucking decide not to do the show tomorrow. But I'll do my best to not be hungover, okay? I promise I'm going to do my best. Anyways, much love, honor, respect to everybody. God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon. And be safe out there. Don't blow yourself up and shit.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken, he rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit.